And we are live again on pitch 1 for the 12 p.m. fixture. The women's 21s, New Zealand Exiles taking on Ireland. My name is Jack Millen. You're familiar with me on commentary, but we are joined by a very special co-commentator, Barry, manager, coordinator, all overseeing eye of Ireland Tag Rugby. Barry, thank you for joining us on commentary.
No problem, happy to be here. Looking forward to this match.
Yeah, we're hoping to bring expert analysis of the Ireland women's 21s and also maybe do a bit of scouting on this New Zealand Exiles team.
Yeah, I don't know if you could class me as an expert. Perhaps I am, perhaps not. I'll do my best though.
That's exactly what an expert would say.
Yeah, doubt it somehow.
And here we get a look at the day 3 montage put together by our own Dave Murphy. And yeah, since the opening ceremony, Barry, it's just been incredible scenes from the very first day, hasn't it?
It has indeed. To be honest, we've been having a really good tournament. We've been very happy with how things have gone so far. Some of our teams are probably doing slightly better than we would have expected at the start, which is great to see. But to be honest, I'm just really glad that everyone's here in Ireland, because I was involved in the original bid back in 2018, and we were up against a couple of other nations to host. So I was delighted to bring it to Ireland and delighted also to bring it to Limerick. I think it's really important that it's not in Dublin, despite the fact I'm a Dub, because I think Limerick people...
That's big yet to admit. That's big yet to admit.
Limerick people appreciate it a lot more than Dublin would, because Limerick, or so they tell me, is the home of rugby in Ireland. I'm not sure I agree as a Leinster fan though.
Definitely, yeah. Of course, we'll just observe the haka now from the women's 21s.
Yeah, this is a tradition in tag rugby that the Kiwi teams get to do the haka before the game. I think it's something that our players get a lot out of. I remember seeing my first one in the 2015 World Cup when our men's team were playing Fiji on the opening night, and it's a good experience for the players and for us to see it as well.
Definitely, and yeah, brilliant to see it here. Brilliant to see the mixing of cultures, and yeah, always special to see one of these. But as you said, yeah, the original bid to host this World Cup back in 2018 feels like a lifetime ago that so much has happened. And of course, this is the first Tag Rugby World Cup in 5 years. COVID to blame for a lot of that. And the first Tag Rugby World Cup held in the Northern Hemisphere. So a big deal for Ireland, a big deal for Limerick. And the UL facilities have just been exemplary. And brilliant that they're able to facilitate all the goings on here. As we just get a look at the New Zealand Exiles Women 21 squad.
Yeah, so I watched New Zealand play Ireland yesterday, and I have to say they were very, very effective at moving the ball, and they really caused our girls a lot of problems. Our team probably isn't as experienced as the New Zealand team, because they would be playing Oz tag from the age of around 9 or 10, compared to in Ireland, where most of the tag players playing, particularly on the 21s team, have probably only been playing high level less than 6 months. So there is a bit of a gulf in experience here in terms of tag knowledge, what works and what doesn't. So the girls will learn a lot from this tournament, that's for sure, and a lot of the people you see today will probably go on to play open in the future and ultimately 30s as well. There's some fine players in this group, so it'll be interesting to see how this game goes.
Yeah, brilliant. As mentioned, a lot of new players to the Ireland setup in this women's 21 team, a lot of first-time caps. But almost, that inexperience can be a blessing as well. You're not burdened by pressure or, burdened by too much knowledge. So hopefully, can play with a lot of freedom. And as you said, a lot of bright futures in the careers of these ladies. And it's one of my favourite things about tag rugby and how it does facilitate the women playing sport at a top level, which of course is always welcome. And yeah, brilliant. All the different categories, male and female, different age groups. It's fantastic to see. And speaking of fantastic to see, any excuse to show that try again from Ireland. Still don't know how Keith Marmion got his hands on that ball to touch down.
Yeah, I think men's 30s are actually are probably one of our strongest teams. It has a lot of players who played open in the 2015 and 2018 World Cup, and also guys who played 30s in the 2018 World Cup who finished fourth in that World Cup and are keen to better that this time around. So they really can play quite well.
And another great try there from Mikey Reedy, going coast to coast. And it's not that everyone else is moving slowly. He is just that rapid.
He is that quick. He played mixed open in the 2015 World Cup. And he really wrestled that game back into Ireland's hands.
Yeah,
yesterday.
when you have pace like that, such a weapon. And I think one of our commentators yesterday described him as really, really fast.
I think that's probably a fair comparison.
And it's going to be New Zealand Exiles kicking us off in this women's 21s game.
So it's good control by Ireland to start with. And this is Maya Hogan on the ball to Alice, back inside to Kate. Alice will look outside to her teammate Laura, who also plays club tag with her. Back inside again to Alice. You want to get up the middle on your first few tags, and then you'll look to kick to get inside the defensive line.
Definitely, yeah. You don't want to use up all your tags, in your own part of the pitch. You want to get forward as quick as you can, but turnover possession goes the way of New Zealand Exiles.
Yeah, Ireland were just a bit rushed in passing, and it resulted in a knock-on there. It's just the way New Zealand run the overloads. They look to push it to one side, and then they really create space on the outside, and then they look to hurt you at wing.
Oh, and a brilliant run there. Still running is New Zealand's number 3, Angelina Emilio. And New Zealand Exiles on the attack here. Irish forced to defend. Good tag there by Lana Hogan.
Lana Hogan had a really good set of games for Ireland yesterday. She's definitely one of the stars of this team.
Somehow Exiles retain possession, but yeah, that looks strange. And the referee going to give her a knock on there, I think.
Back inside from Alice to Laura. A combination that we often see in club tag as well. And back to Kate, who plays here for UL. Ireland have started the game quite well here. They would have been nervous coming into the game because they were well beaten by New Zealand yesterday.
Definitely, yeah, and a good start. So important. You don't want to be chasing a game too early on. And especially against the New Zealand teams, at any level, I feel, the haka just before kickoff must have an effect on teams. Like, part of it is, part of their culture, but there's definitely a bit of intimidation associated with it. The war cries and stuff.
So some would say it's an unfair advantage.
Some would say, not us.
No,
but some.
We're not biased.
There's nothing stopping Ireland doing a river dance or their own version.
And here's Leah Cleary.
But what a tag!
It's a good tag. Leah Cleary has a very good pair of wheels on her. If she gets into space, she's going to do some damage.
Yeah, Afterburn nearly on there. Was a good tag by New Zealand number 6, Kyra Baker. Ireland advancing here very well.
Back to Shannon Campbell. Ireland, they're playing well here. They're moving the ball well, and they look.
Oh,
it's good covering tag there. Back inside to Shannon Campbell to Alice. Alice scored her first international try yesterday in the second game of the day, and quickly followed it up with her second, which was actually a box try.
Congratulations, Alice. I scored my first try in Tag Rugby Social League 2 weeks ago. So
you're a veteran
two
at
elite
this
level
point,
athletes, playing for a while, scoring tries for not as long. But great feeling, and I'm sure probably feels a lot better scoring it in the World Cup. But brilliant moments that all these players will remember for a long, long time.
Yeah, this is it. It's all part of the experience.
Doesn't get any bigger than this. So credit to all the athletes that have made it here.
Sport, no. It definitely doesn't. There's Leah Cleary with her clean pair of heels down the line. Great tag.
Yeah. Kyra Baker, last ditch tag there.
Again, Ireland are holding them well so far.
Definitely, yeah, looking evenly matched.
The coach of this team is Dara Kennedy, and he's probably one of our less experienced coaches. He would have coached at regional level, and this is his first international coaching position. I know he's pleased with how the girls have been going so far. So again, it's Leah Cleary on the ball. She beats the first one. Second one gets her, but it's good field position as Ireland look to run the subs, which you generally do when you have the ball.
Yeah, brilliant thing about the sport is that roll-on, roll-off option for subs throughout the game. It's such a brisk game, 40 minutes, and it's end-to-end pretty much for that whole 40 minutes.
Yeah,
so
it
subs
is
vital.
yeah. It is. It's very much so. Subbing is very important. What you want to do is run full tilt for the 3-4 minutes you're on, and then you sub off and you'll be back on again in 3 or 4 minutes. A lot of people, when they start out, they struggle a bit with that concept, having been used to a sport where they start and they stay on until they're substituted permanently.
Yeah.
But once they get into the groove of it, like they get quite good at it.
And that's a skill in itself, be getting used to that stop-start and being able to maintain your focus and concentration.
Some coaches do tricks like getting their players to pass the ball when they come off the pitch or make tags, just so that the last action they remember is a positive action.
Definitely, yeah. You don't want to be hooked off after a mistake.
No, definitely not.
Is that why? So I was talking to Shane on co-commentary yesterday. We've noticed that when a lot of people score a try, the first thing they do is they come off. A lot of people seem to be coming off after they score their tries.
It tends to be a natural time to sub because you've run a break or run a really strong supporting line in relation to someone, and you're generally tired. And what you don't want to do is look to receive the kickoff and make a mistake because you're tired. So it's sort of the optimum time to sub. As well as that, it takes the referee time to get back to judge 50-10 and also to allow the team to kick off. So there's natural time to sub. So it's when some people do sub. I know when I was doing co-commentary in the UK, the camera crew were wondering, did you have to sub off when you scored as a punishment? But the answer to that is actually...
that was a theory bandied around the tent here, right?
That's actually not the reason. It's just that there's that extra little bit of time, so there's the time to do it.
Very good. Good to know. And speaking of your inside knowledge, Barry, of course you were heavily involved in getting this World Cup to Ireland. Can you tell us a little bit about the level of organisation that went into that? They're curious even about the time difference. Oh, but do we get a try first? We can talk about my story afterwards. And it is First Blood New Zealand Exiles.
Yeah,
and it's that number 5, Shannon Nolan.
Yeah, first try there now. That's a 1-0 lead for New Zealand. But still, you'd have to be happy with the first 6 minutes. Just one missed tag there, unfortunately. Nice fix. And you'd have to say a little bit of a gap. Possibly a bit of miscommunication in the sense of the girls' line was just a little bit disorganised. A nice show and go by number 5 to fill the outside defender who broke the cardinal rule. Always take the ball carrier regardless of what he's doing.
Tag first, ask questions later.
Correct.
And speaking of questions, just about how involved you were in bringing this Tag Rugby World Cup to Limerick. Curious even about time difference. Meeting with the Oz Tag Federation and discussing with other countries. Was there meetings in the middle of the night? Was there a horrible email chain?
Not quite. So the background to it is, it was sort of an idea that myself and Shane Landers, who you may know because he's from Limerick, used to coach Crescent and coaches a lot of tag, runs the Knights Tag Rugby Club in Limerick and also runs UL. Tag Rugby Club. It was sort of our idea, maybe we should try it, and then Shane had a personal relationship with Dave Mahidi and David Ward in UL, so he suggested it to them that it might be something we could consider doing. They hooked in Karen Brosnan, who works for Fáilte Ireland, to bring events to Limerick and the Shannon area. And between all of us, but to be fair, David Mahidi and David Ward in particular did a lot of heavy lifting. They did the bid book. They got a bid video done. They got Fáilte Ireland on board. They got Limerick County Council on board with Karen's help. And from there, we put together like a very comprehensive bid. We were in a direct competition with GB, but they actually came to Australia at the 2018 World Cup. And the bid meetings were reviewed, the bids and the proposals were reviewed there and then, a few days before the 2018 World Cup was held, and then the ITF took a vote to decide which venue to go for, and Limerick was chosen.
Very good, very good. And just in between all that, a good last-ditch tag, but it appears all for naught as New Zealand Exiles get over the line anyway.
Yeah, unfortunately the trick when you give away a tag close to your line is you have to pillar, and whilst one side was pillared there, you'll see when...
I thought you said killer. You had to go for the kill.
You need to pillar, so they made this covering tag here. So what should have happened is the winger should have gone to one side and the outside middle, not the marker, should have been right on the shoulder, so it's not possible to do what they did.
Yeah,
but
big
you'll
gap
see
there,
that the
exploited.
gap was there because the second pillar wasn't in position and they got punished for it.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that you learn at this level from playing these matches. You watch them back and then you won't make that mistake the next time. It's a pity that it happens at a World Cup, but at least
and that's what it's all about. Don't make the same mistake twice. Make your mistakes but learn from it. That's all you can do. And of course that try was scored by New Zealand Exiles number 16, Darcy Stratton.
So
and Stratton scores, and now the Exiles strutting with their 2-0 lead after 10 minutes.
So here's Tenny Alba on the ball. I believe she plays Gaelic football for Longford. So skills from Gaelic football tend to transfer to tag. Good hands and good footwork. The other one that's good, particularly for girls, is basketball. There's a lot of high-level tag players, both currently and in the past, who were also high-level basketball players.
Oh, very good. I suppose the constant end-to-end action of basketball.
Yeah. It's how Lindsay Peat ended up playing rugby for Ireland. Annie from McDermott. They played tag first before they played 15s for Ireland.
And it looks like a third tag for New Zealand Exiles. Mackenzie Alcock puts New Zealand Exiles 3-0 up. And just momentum going all the way of New Zealand Exiles at the moment.
Yeah, they moved the ball really well there.
Brilliant spin and sidestep there.
Slightly missed pass. But the one thing you like about the defence here, there was a lot of hustle and they prevented a 2-point box
prevented
try.
the box and didn't give up on it, realised they couldn't catch her over the line, but could definitely block off the box.
Yeah, I think part of the girls' problem is they're a little bit respectful maybe of the Australian and New Zealand teams, believing their skill set is better. But what I'd like to see them do more of is believe in themselves, because everyone who's playing here for Ireland has trialed and trained.
Yeah,
for
you're here for a reason, not here to make up the numbers.
Yeah, and they're well capable of it. They scored some tries yesterday, so they just need to keep going.
I believe it was the slogan of the Irish women's soccer team currently in the World Cup for Australia, or they were over the last few weeks. I think their slogan was out-believe. It's all about the belief, and it's so important, the psychological positivity in team sports.
Yeah, for these girls, they have a chance.
Nearly a brilliant kick there.
They're guaranteed now to finish fourth regardless of the result in this game, which probably has an effect on performance in this game. But they will have a shot against, I believe, Australia Indigenous later on today in the bronze medal playoff. So it'll be interesting to see how they go in that.
Yeah, definitely still stuff to play for.
Oh, 100%.
Just a look at that try again. Unbelievable twirling there from Mackenzie Alcock. Yeah. Beautiful sidestep.
Very good hips there. It was a really good finish. And that's what you're up against at this level. We might have one or two people at that level, whereas the whole New Zealand team will be at that level. And
that's it as well. That's what we've been talking about. There have been a few matches that have been blowouts where the other team hasn't necessarily played poorly. Some of the teams have just been very good. There's not much sometimes you can do against a much better team. If the skill level, if there's just a gap in skill, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah, correct. But I mean, it's all part and parcel of getting the experience. And really good cover and tag there in the corner. So hopefully Ireland will hold out here.
Yeah, and maximum effort at all times. So that you can be beaten on skill, but just making sure you keep running, keep going.
Yeah, that's it.
New Zealand well able to knock the ball around, but good pressure from the Irish defence forces the error.
Yeah, correct. Into touch, so we get a chance now to get out from in behind. Really good pressure by Leah Cleary there in the corner.
I think Jasmine Nahona will blame the Irish wind for taking that ball past her.
Yeah, I think that's one thing the Aussies have been moaning a little bit about, is the rain and the wind. I don't have much sympathy for them, to be honest.
No, yeah.
Our lads found it difficult to play in 33-degree heat in Australia.
Exactly, yeah.
It's all relative.
And it's a brilliant run there.
Nice break by Laura.
Good running there from Laura Butler.
It's very good. Alice again. Alice is getting on the ball a lot here. Looking to carry hard. It's back inside from Kate to Leah. They could be in here. I'd say
brilliant pass
for Ireland, and it certainly is. And Lana Hogan has just scored a try against New Zealand.
And credit to Ireland, they kept going and have gotten the reward. 6 minutes before half time.
Good carry by Alice, and then really good quick roll. Means the defence is a little bit disorganised. Kate shows the outside to Leah Cleary, and Leah Cleary pops it to Lana,
12,
and
Lana
Lana
Hogan.
goes in for the try. Ireland will be really happy with this.
Definitely, yeah, still in this game, only down by 2, 5 minutes before half-time.
At this point yesterday, Ireland were 7-0 down.
Well, you know, all about improvements.
Yeah. So Ireland up nice and quick here to make the tag. Good bit of pressure again.
Yeah, good high press. Trying to keep New Zealand Exiles in their own half. And yeah, and the pendulum of momentum can often swing very quickly one way or the other. And all with Ireland at the moment.
Yeah, you kind of feel Ireland need to get the next score. You'd imagine New Zealand are probably a little bit relaxed in this because I think they're guaranteed to make it to the final irrespective of the result here.
Good kick there, going to be chased all the way, but what a tag!
Good tag.
What a tag there. I think that was Lana Hogan again.
Indeed, Lana Hogan.
Try scorer, turned try
Ireland
saver.
Get up quicker. Good tag there by Saoirse Brazil-Carney. And
no surprise to see Saoirse bandaged up like that if she's flying into tags like that. Brilliant last ditch body on the line tagging.
So it must have been last tag because it's Ireland's ball now. It's back outside now. Alice goes to sub. Ireland just need to be calm now, given it so close to half time. You don't want to do anything too risky.
Exactly, yeah, 2 down at half time. Not a terrible position to be in.
You'd probably want the team to kick here now, even though it's only low tags, and traditionally you would only kick on 5 or 6. I'm a big believer, particularly where the deck's a bit stacked, that we should kick more, because I fancy our kick chase. I think it's the Gaelic footballers in us.
I think so, yeah. I just want to kick a ball and chase after it.
Yeah.
But,
we should do it more, in my opinion.
Yeah, if anyone's listening.
It's not pretty, but it's effective.
Exactly, that's what it's all about.
This game is all about territory. So Ireland looking to run through the tags now, and it's getting close to half time. If we could just get one more, maybe we could make things a bit interesting.
Emma Dwyer nearly away there, but a tag made in the build-up.
That's the wrong person takes the roll there, so the person who was tagged has to take the roll. This will probably be a turnover, which is unfortunate for Ireland. Oh no, the ref's allowing them to take it again.
Rule of thumb is that normally whatever we think first on commentary, the referee just goes the other way. So I don't think they're waiting for us to say it before they make their decision. Yeah,
fair.
I've been caught a few times.
Well, what he should have done was turn it over, but he gave them the benefit of the doubt there and let them take it again. It's one of those reels in tag where I'm like, I couldn't think that should just be another tag as opposed to a turnover.
Turnover seems harsh.
It's just such a technical thing, you know.
Oh, and a brilliant tag there by number 11, Anna Schutz.
She's from a local girl from Limerick. There's a few from Limerick on this team.
And yeah, brilliant for them to have this, the home advantage, and to have friends and family so easily able to come and cheer them on in the World Cup.
Yeah, this is it, and that was part of why we wanted to bring the World Cup here. Like, we wanted our people to have a chance to be seen by their family and friends, and hopefully for some of them to win medals in front of their family and friends.
And that's what it's all about, inspire the next generation.
Yeah.
And speaking of inspiring, New Zealand Exiles has been inspired by their number 7, Lourdes Rappa, who gets a box try for herself and 2 extra points for her team.
Yeah, the bonus box is actually a Kiwi rule.
So is it?
So the Aussies don't like it because it's a Kiwi rule. So they don't actually play it in their high level comps. We do, and they don't.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's part and parcel of what happens when you have an international organisation like the ITF. Despite the Australians thinking that they decide everything, there was a bit of a compromise on the box. I like it. I have to say.
I like it. Yeah, that's another facet to the game.
But I know it is not that there isn't consensus on that point. That's for sure. If you ask the average Australian tag player, half of them like it and half of them don't.
I'm sure there'll be an Aussie rules version pop up soon, as they like to do with sports.
That's it.
But yeah, we like it here, and especially in the mixed opens games. The fact that girl box try is worth 3.
Yeah.
Suddenly you could be up by 2 and then down by 1 in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, it makes things very interesting. Or if you're up by 2 and a guy gets a box, then it's level straight away.
Nice to see Australia don't just like the rule enough not to score box tries and protest. We've seen them rack up a few of them on pitch 1 over the last few days there. Absolutely using the box try rule.
I think Australians like to win.
Yeah,
in my experience.
they like it when they're winning. On a good grubber attempt, but well blocked and
well
good
done.
counter attack here.
Well done, Laura Butler there. That was really well done.
And there's the klaxon. Will we have time for a final play? We won't. Klaxon followed by the half-time whistle. And at half-time, it is 5-1 New Zealand Exiles against Ireland in this women's 21. Be sure to come back for the second half.
By your eyes, I was tempted. The promises, the lies just keep hurting. They just keep on hurting. But I won't be the one to change you, and you won't be mine.
We've always been good at beginnings, and beginnings are about questions. What do we value? Who do we serve? We've lived these questions for half a century, but enough to become home of First, the first university of an independent nation, Ireland's first female university president. Along the way, we've found answers and we've built foundations. Foundations we'll rely on for the journey ahead. How can we protect, regenerate, and steward this place we live in? How can we be catalysts in realizing a just and fair society for all? And who better to ask these questions? We know this place, and we know our place. We are University of Limerick.
And any excuse to have a look at this try again. All right.
Keegan Bradley's try last night for a men's open.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely class.
That is video game level rugby play.
So Keegan works for Alive Outside, who are the organisation who also run the Irish Tag Rugby Association. He works in Rugby.
So he has all the inside tricks how to do those moves.
In Wicklow, and he plays on a team coached by Matt Kennerson, who is the
another familiar name.
He's the men's 30s player coach, but he also runs a tag rugby club called the Devils in Dublin. And a lot of the girls, actually 4 or 5 of the girls on women's 21s, plus Keegan and John Rogers on men's open, play on Matt's team, and they just won the top league in Dublin.
They say they must be
year.
a horrible team to play against if they're busting out moves like that.
They are absolutely class, and they won the league this year, beating the 5-time reigning champions in the final by 10 points.
10 points. Jeez,
Yeah.
a new era has dawned.
Very much so, yeah. So you have to hand it to Maddie and the lads and the girls. They built a team from scratch, which has become the best team in Dublin.
Yeah, and if you're able to score tries like that, very tough to stop.
Yeah, Keegan is a nightmare for the guys to play against. But yeah, that was a quality match last night, the Lebanon Ireland men's open game. The draw could have gone either way. Ireland will feel they probably should have won it, but them's the breaks, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a tough sport, and it's not over till it's over.
This is it exactly.
So Ireland not out of this game yet in this women's 21s game.
No,
Currently
Ireland are giving
5-1
it
down.
sucks. And this is what we like to see, a bit of a kick for territory, forcing the play out. If you can get the tag up there, they'll have to get a couple of tags to get out from this corner, and then hopefully you force a turnover through a mistake. We don't do it often enough in ladies.
But she's beaten the press there as New Zealand Exiles. Number
It's
9,
it's
Charlize Rapp. Oh, it's number 16. Gets the box try, and it's Darcy Stratton at the double, her second try of the game. And just like that, Ireland had started the second half pretty well. But when you've got footwork and pace like that, it's very, very tough to defend against.
Yeah. What you tend to find is if you run full tilt at the line, 1 out of every 3 times there might be a missed tag, particularly if you can throw a nice little hip twist in there at the end. That's unfortunate for Ireland. The fullback probably not close enough to close it down. What you want is your fullback to be only a few yards behind the line, so the player, when she breaks the line, doesn't have time to decide whether to pass, step or run. You want to get down her throat, and we just probably weren't tight enough there, unfortunately.
And as I always say when I'm on commentary, always a lot easier said than done. And I know for a fact that there's a reason I'm up here on commentary and not playing in the World Cup.
Oh yeah, I'm a champion hurler on the ditch, so I am.
You really are.
Hurler on the ditch. Oh, what you should have done there was.
Yeah. Up on our high horse here in commentary. But yeah, unfortunate there from Ireland. But still, only 6 points in it. Not insurmountable.
No, definitely not. And you'd hope for the girls that they get a couple of more scores in this half to back up the good play that they had in the first half.
Great tag there. And that's what we've often talked about, when you're in games where, maybe the result is beyond doubt. No reason you can't still, rack up the points and keep going and get some positives to take into the next game.
Nope.
It's a long week of rugby. And try to focus on as many positives as you can.
You said it. So it's good defending by Alice here. She's made a bunch of tags just close to the line. With a little
5th and
support
final, says the ref.
Anna. So hopefully we get
Oh,
I think we got the tag there. So I don't think it's going to be a try. So that was good play
Brilliant.
by Laura.
Yeah, a tag like that, the 5th and final, almost as good as a try to your team.
So what you want to do is get out from behind the line here, because if you're tagged behind the line, you have to drop the ball out to the opposition, which would be bad.
Yeah, putting it simply.
So it's good semi-break by Laura. A little bit of space now. What we probably need to do is start to look to kick here, because otherwise we're going to be kicking under pressure. Now we've got a penalty, so they've got to come back 10. So a bit of time and space, and it's Leah Cleary will take this now, and she'll look to counter. She'll try to break through, but she's actually tagged. Ireland have made some subs, so it'll be a sub and or Lauren Johnson on the ball, back inside then. Ireland looking to go wide, but unfortunately the ball is spilled again, so that'll give New Zealand field position.
Yeah, and subs so important, and it's a week long, this Tag Rugby World Cup, but some teams playing multiple games in one day, and gotta make sure you keep everyone's legs fresh as you can.
Yeah, so Kate O'Connor on the ball. She goes back inside to Leah Cleary. Leah Cleary actually played mixed open recently enough for Ireland, but moved to women's 21s to add a bit of experience to this squad. So she'd have a little bit more international tag experience than the others. But again, a lot of people in this squad have really stepped up over the last few days. So it's great. It's great to see them learning and developing as the tournament goes on.
Yeah, and hopefully names we'll see again at the next World Cup.
Oh yeah,
they'll build on it, move into other categories.
Yeah, this is it. You would expect some of the girls to move up to open after this, and really to have benefited from the experience.
But it's a great run here from New Zealand Exiles number 3, Angelina Emilio. Emilio touches down in the box. There's another box try for New Zealand Exiles. And it can change on a dime, the momentum and scoreline.
Yeah, this is it. Ireland look a bit tired now, and the coach probably has an unenviable decision to make here, because regardless of the result in this match, his team are guaranteed to come fourth in the group, which means that they'll be playing in the bronze medal playoff later on. So it's hard probably to motivate the girls in this situation. I know men's 21s were playing earlier and they really struggled with it being in the same position, because you can't really go full tilt for this game because you want to save yourself for the medal game. But
Yeah, you got to be smart. You got to manage the games.
You still have to play in this game, so it's a double-edged sword.
Definitely, and especially when the games are being streamed live on YouTube and Facebook. You want to give yourself as many highlights as possible.
This is it. So again, Tenny Alba here is probably one of the more dangerous players on this team. She's extremely quick. If they can get her in the ball and space, then she can do some damage.
Great pass in there from Ireland.
Laura's carrying a lot of hard ball, which is what you want from your middles. You want them working hard, making the drives, and then looking to get outside to the legs.
And she's away.
Yes.
Anna shoots. Denied at the last.
Almost made the try line there.
And it's just the hand speed from both these teams we've seen to make those last second tags. Unbelievable.
That's it. That was very close for Schutz, nearly there in the corner. Great run. She was just very unlucky. Great covering by New Zealand.
Oh, great take there from Shannon Nolan. Still Shannon Nolan?
The referee's called it back for a forward pass, I think. I think the ref's calling it that pass was forward. That's a tricky one to call when you're the ref, because obviously
they're moving that fast.
You have to be back to mark the line, so it's hard for them often to call forward passes in attack.
And they
especially without a touch judge.
Yeah, they don't have the added benefit of replays like we do up here. So of course we support all the referees' decisions at all times.
Except when they're wrong, right?
Except when they're wrong, yeah. But a brilliant run there by Anna Schutz. But a superb tag from Sienna Rappa.
Getting both for good measure.
Yeah, that was a culture shock for me coming up here watching the amount of players that grab both tags. I know from my own time playing tag, I'm delighted to grab one, and all my focus goes into that. But see players taking no risks and having the skill to grab two.
Yeah, that's it. You're putting a marker down. Not today.
Yeah, big time. But
looks to attack
knocking on the door.
They certainly are. Now what they need to do is go wide. If they can get up to that position with a couple of tags, then you look to go wide, because you hope the defence is wedged narrow.
Great tag there.
Yeah, that was a good tag. Kate's up nice and quick, makes a tag. Good bit of pressure from Ireland. Say the ref is going to give contact though, unfortunately.
I think it was
against Lana, yeah. Because she was just a little bit too enthusiastic there to get the tag. With the result that she knocked over the New Zealand player.
With that kind of physicality in the last name Hogan, you'd wonder any relation to the Hulk.
I don't think so, but she does need to release her inner hug.
Yeah.
She's far too nice for her own good. In her first match, she was handing back the tags to the opposition, which is not what people do.
That's what I've noticed as well. Yeah, different
tag.
from the social leagues again, is that a lot of tags seem to be thrown into the wind and land where they may. Not often handed back.
This is it. Anything that gives you an edge.
Yeah.
So she learned a hard lesson day one, and she needs to be less nice.
Yeah, we even saw a few cases of people standing on tags, not letting the opposition pick them back up, but referees wise to that.
Yeah, anything that gives you an edge, I think,
The fine margins.
This is it. Oh, Ireland unlucky not to intercept there. Kate O'Connell with the attempted intercept and just unfortunately knocked it on. So Ireland just need to keep working here. Keep coming up. That's forward
Awkward
again,
pass
I would
there.
say.
Yeah, looks forward.
The ref doesn't give
says
it
no.
though. He's too far away probably to give it. Definitely was, though. Especially because the Kiwi threw it.
Yeah.
It's a good tag by Leah Cleary.
That's good pressure from Ireland.
Yeah, Ireland are defending well here.
Forcing New Zealand Exiles into awkward passes, but they could be through here again.
Well done. Ireland ball, tag 6.
Brilliant.
Again,
from
you
Laura
want to get
Butler.
out from behind the line here as quick as you can, because you don't want to get tagged behind the line, because it'll be a drop out. So Ireland look to move the ball. Laura and Alice doing all the hard work in the middle, carrying the ball up nice and hard, which is what you want to see. Kate offering herself as an option. She gets tagged outside. You'd want Ireland to kick now after this carry, maybe. So you see Shannon Campbell will kick this now for sure.
A good chase, but well
Yeah.
recovered by New Zealand Exiles.
Oh, you need to make that tag though when you're going to kick.
And they kick again. Will she get to it? Oh, and just
knock on.
fumbled and knocked on there, I think.
Yeah, correct. The referee indicating a knock on the ground. No real argument from the New Zealand player either.
No, I
which
think,
indicates
yeah.
clearly the right decision.
But it just goes to show how quickly these New Zealand teams can counter-attack. Good pace down the wing.
Yep. That's a problem with tag. You miss that tag. You got to make that tag after you do the kick. We're back to carrying hard to get towards the centre. And then we'll probably look to kick again, I would imagine. So, Tenny coming back inside to Shannon. Shannon will probably ship it to Alice. Alice will then look to move it to Kate, offering herself as an option. And back to Anna Schutz again. You'd probably want Ireland to kick here now, I would say, but the pass needs to be better. It should be a kick here now by Shannon Campbell, I would say. Yep, here we go. Now we just need to make
good
the tag
bounce
this
there.
time.
Awkward for the defence to deal with.
Yeah, and that's going to be a knock-on, I'd say, and it's our ball.
Brilliant.
Yeah, field position, so perfect. That's exactly what you want to do. Nice little drive set, and then a kick, and then the chaser forces the error from the New Zealand fullback, and Ireland now have the ball. Close to the 10-metre line. So Tenny offers herself as an option. She's a really good strike runner. She gets in a little bit of space, she'll finish. So Shannon looks to move it back inside. She needs a support runner to be closer though.
And just under 7 minutes left.
Yeah.
Would be interesting if Ireland could find a score. And,
Would
just see
be.
if they could set up a nervy finish.
Yeah, and it's a penalty to Ireland. You'd want Ireland to kind of score here
Yeah,
now.
go
This will
for
be
the
back
box.
to Alice. Alice will look to go for the box. I would say outside to Tenny now from Shannon. Yeah, have a go, Tenny, I would say.
Oh,
Yeah,
nearly.
Good tag.
Ireland very much knocking at the door now.
They certainly are. Shannon back to Alice. Alice to Abby. Outside to Emma O'Dwyer. He doesn't get in, but Ireland have options now. Shannon's there.
Oh,
Oh.
again, good last-ditch defending from New Zealand Exiles.
Ireland need to go wide and watch out. Be careful of the intercept.
And that is 5th and final. They got to
Yeah.
do something here, Ireland. Make a dive. Tagged
Right.
again.
Tag 6. So Tanny unlucky there. Made the finish, but she was tagged just before grounding.
Good defending from Lourdes Rappa.
Ireland just need to get up, force
And
the error,
definitely
and they have
some contact
I think.
there.
I think it's going to be Ireland penalty, yeah, for the New Zealand player running into Ireland. So Ireland will have field position and another chance to score again. So you'd
Yeah.
want them to keep going.
Good sustained pressure from Ireland here.
Okay.
Oh, good run there from Anna Schutz. But New Zealand shuts the door and don't let
Yeah,
Ireland
very
through.
very much so. Tenny's going again.
And gets over the line, but again there was a tag made.
Yeah, Ireland are really knocking on the door here, so you'd hope that they'd score.
Not so much knocking on the door here as putting their hand through the letterbox. They were determined to get in. But again, New Zealand make the tag, and it's 5th and final again for Ireland.
Yeah.
But they get
try
over.
for Alice. It's another try for Alice. Yeah.
Brilliant work there.
Alice Brogan with her third try for the third game in a row.
And as Alice Fitzgerald, Alice in Wonderland at the moment after that
Alice
try.
Fitzgerald, rather, yeah, her third try, having scored one in each game yesterday. She gets another one today.
Yeah, good dive.
Hopefully she follows that up with one in the bronze medal game later.
Yeah, she's averaging a try a game.
Yeah.
Good.
Which
And
is
again, that's another
fantastic.
positive you can take into the next game, regardless of the result here. That's a record she'll be chasing, to go for 4 or 5 games in a row scoring tries. And always something to focus on.
Yeah, to be honest, I know the girls probably won't feel like this, but 9-2 is not bad.
No, when you consider 3 of them were box tries.
Yeah, this is a good New Zealand team.
Yeah.
And the girls do not have the same level of experience of the team they're playing. Yes, but yet they're pushing them hard. There's been a couple of line breaks that have resulted in box tries, which has made it look far more comfortable than the game actually has been. To be
Ireland
honest,
have played very, very well.
yeah, we deserve more than 2 points, really.
And you might get them. 3.5 minutes left, and Ireland still putting the pressure on.
Yeah, very much so.
That's what it's all about. Play to the final whistle, regardless of scoreline.
A lot of great carries by Laura and Alice in the middle. And Ireland are really, really hammering on the door again. Ireland just need to be careful there with how they're taking the rolls. So that's 6 and turnover. But again, if we can force an error here, we can potentially have another go.
Great
in the time
squeeze
that's
from
left.
Ireland. New Zealand Exiles not been out of their half in a long, long time.
You put the markers on them there. That's a commentator's curse, I think.
Yeah.
As soon as you said it, they broke out. The fence needs to be up tight here. Leah needs to make the tag, and it's a good tag. So there's a couple of minutes left now. Ireland just need to keep going, try to force a turnover and get then a little bit of field position again. We're just a bit slow coming up
pace here. Blistering pace from Shannon Nolan, and Shannon Nolan into the box. And there's another 2 points for New Zealand Exiles.
I believe that's all your fault for
But
saying
yeah,
they
I
had
started
any line breaks.
Assist
That's
from
what
the
happened there
commentator.
now. Yeah, you 100% did. Commentator's curse.
But brilliant.
Because we had them boxed in and then we didn't as soon as you said it.
Yeah, the Jack in the box. But Shannon Nolan in the box there. And it probably hurts a bit more because that's a very Irish sounding name. Shannon Nolan. I grew up next to a Shannon Nolan. But she is here to punish the Irish team.
I'd say if you went through and that didn't go 10, so it's going to be a penalty to Ireland. Or Ireland can choose to play it, which they did. I'd say if you went through all of the Aussie and Kiwi squads, you probably would find a couple of people who would qualify to play for us. To play international tag, you have to be from the country or have
Lived
a
there for 3 years.
parent, grandparent, or 3 years residence. Yes, we have a couple of people who've qualified on residency grounds, and we've 1 or 2 Australians in the squad as well. We've 1 player in mixed senior, Tamsin Perry, who's lived in Australia since she was 18, but she played mixed open in the last World Cup and played a recent BNI for Ireland. She's a very good defensive middle.
All about the poaching.
That's it, yeah. We're lucky to get her. I think she's dead keen to take on Australia.
Yeah, it
today.
makes it that bit more personal. And I always thought, players, from different countries or even the Exiles teams, it adds an extra element, or even the Alliance teams.
It very much does, yeah. There's a few Irish players playing for
Exiles on the break here.
For Alliance who are having good tournaments.
And New Zealand Exiles looking to have the last say in the last 30 seconds.
Good tag by Alice Fitzgerald again. She thinks it's tag 6, but it's not. It's actually tag 5. So unfortunately, that's going to be offside and a penalty.
It was worth a try.
No, it wasn't.
Or was it? Yeah. Very good, very good.
She
it was worth an attempt.
Should have just waited and made the tag, because I don't think they would have scored.
And there's the klaxon, shortly followed by the whistle, and it finishes 11-2, a scoreline that belies the performance of this Ireland women's 21 team.
No, I don't think it's reflective of the game. I'd agree. We should probably have been closer. just that little bit of really good play by New Zealand. As
Yeah,
soon
just
as
when
we
you have
slackened off a bit,
When you have that killer
They're-
pace in the team, so hard to defend
they
against.
were so clinical.
Of course,
so
we will be
clinical.
back on commentary on pitch 1 for the 1 p.m. game, the men's 40s between Hong Kong, China and Ireland. And Barry, you might be back to us for the 4 o'clock game, the mixed opens between Ireland
Yeah.
and GB.
I'll be back for the 4 o'clock game. Yeah, that's correct.
And thank you very much. Be sure to come back for 1 o'clock to join us for the next game.